Hello students, myself Dr B Baishya from S.B.Deorah College, Guwahati. I'll discuss today on educational technology, which is a paper for education measure 4th semester. Here, I'll discuss the topic innovations in education through educational technology. Here, I'll discuss three aspects: team teaching, e-learning and e-library. With the development of science and technology, every walk of human life has seen rapid changes. To satisfy the need for knowledge, application of systematic and scientific method in education was realized, which resulted in use of technology in education. So, team teaching. What is team teaching? The development of team teaching in the field of education is very recent. With the explosion of knowledge and the advancement of science and technology, the scenario of the whole world has also been changed. In this context, education system also demands a lot from the stakeholders of the field. As a result, various innovative ideas are coming in the field of education. So, team teaching is an innovative idea in the field of education. It possesses significant potentiality in improving teaching, learning situation in the classroom. As an organized group of expert teachers take the task of teaching collectively, it becomes very interesting to both the teacher and the students. What is team teaching? Team teaching is a process where two or more teachers work together to plan, conduct, and evaluate the integrated outcomes, curriculum, learning activities, and assessments for the same group of learners. Team teaching is a process where two or more experts, teachers take the task of teaching collectively the same group of students at the same time within the same classroom, sharing equal levels of responsibilities. Team teaching involves a group of instructors working purposefully, regularly, and cooperatively to help a group of students. Teachers together set goals for a course, design a syllabus, prepare individual lesson plans, teach students, and evaluate the results. They share insights, argue with one another, and perhaps even challenge students to decide which approach is better. Here I have quoted some definition. According to David Warwick, a team teaching is a form of organization in which individual teachers decide to pool resources, interest and expertise in order to devise and implement scheme of work suitable to the needs of their pupils and facilities of their school. According to M.B. Nayak, in team teaching method, two or more teachers make a plan to the subjects cooperatively, carry it out, and always evaluate its effect on the students periodically. Now, objectives of team teaching. Team teaching is innovated keeping the following objectives in mind. These are to make best utilization of talent and interest of expert teachers, to bring improvement in the quality of teaching and instruction, to develop a cooperative approach amongst the teachers to identify an efficient teaching learning process, to help in developing the sense of shared responsibility in teaching and evaluation of learning learning outcomes of students. To provide the students with maximum scope of satisfying their learning needs and clarifying the doubts in the subject matter. To maximize the utilization of institutional resources and infrastructure. To develop the spirit of teamwork amongst the teachers as well as students. When we understand the meaning of team teaching, we can trace the following characteristics. So characteristics are, it is a form of cooperative organization with some common goal to be achieved. Here, team spirit of the teacher is demanded. It is a planning with instructional strategy rather than a training strategy. It is conducted by more than one teacher along with the support services in the teaching process. It motivates the expertise to contribute their effort to the maximum in teaching with their collective experience, knowledge and skill. The basic principles to make team teaching effective are briefly explained below. First one is appropriate selection of teacher to assign responsibilities. Before allotting any duties and responsibilities to the teacher, their interest, willingness, qualifications, and their personality and character must be taken into account. Secondly, flexibility of size of the group. There should not be any rigidity in the formation of the group of students meant for team teaching according to the purpose, necessary and demand of the subject. The number of students in the team should be adjusted. Third one is determination of time. Time for the team teaching session should be allotted according to the requirements of the subject. Then appropriate learning environment. Necessary facilities like library, workshop, etc. must be provided by the institution while conducting team teaching to ensure productive and quality education. Now, grouping. To make a team teaching session successful, students should be grouped on the basis of their interest and aptitude for the concerned subjects. Another principle of team teaching is its constant supervision and evaluation of the activities to provide constructive feedback on the scope of improvement if required. The last one is keeping the level of the team teaching considering the level of the learner. The level of team teaching should be in accordance with the learning abilities of the students, their intellectual level and age group, etc. Coming to the types of team teachings, here it has been categorized in three categories: single disciplinary, interdisciplinary and interinstitutional. Single disciplinary, members of the team engage themselves cooperatively in teaching a particular subject to a particular group of students. Interdisciplinary is different expert teachers of respective subjects come together to contribute to a course. Example, in education, experts from psychology, sociology, statistics, environmental studies may contribute to the process. Last one is interinstitutional. Experts from different institutions can join together with their innovative thinking to share responsibilities for developing an effective teaching learning process. Coming to stages of team teaching, there are three stages, that is planning, execution, evaluation. For this procedure of team teaching, we have to proceed with these three stages. So planning involves the following tasks: selection of topic, determining the teaching objective, testing the entry behavior of the learner, selection of available resources, preparing flowchart, and determining the evaluative device, etc. Execution of the activity is important according to the plan designed. Success of the desired objectives can be realized by the evaluation procedure. So coming to advantages of team teaching gives scope for self-improvement to the teachers. It gives opportunity for best utilization of all available resources of the institution. Students get opportunities to gain special knowledge from various experts. Team teaching helps developing a strong feeling of involvement and responsibility of both the teachers and the students. It develops a sense of human relation among the students, essential for social adjustment. Besides these advantages, team teaching also have some limitations also, which includes lack of cooperation among the teacher. It makes more demands on time and energy. Large group arrangement entail difficulty in scheduling time and physical facilities. Team teaching demands for competent teachers. Rethinking the courses to accommodate the team teaching method is often inconvenient. And the emotional, social, and academic relationship may be lost as the method is complex. Now come to e-learning. E-learning, the concept of e-learning is very old. A revolutionary change in the field of internet paves the way for new technologies in the learning style. E-learning is a learning system based on formalized teaching with the help of electronic resources. While teaching can be based in or out of the classroom, the use of computers and the internet forms the major component of e-learning. E-learning can also be termed as a network-enabled transfer of skills and knowledge, and the delivery of education is made to a large number of recipients from same or different types. Earlier, it was not accepted, but with the rapid progress in technology and the advancement of learning systems, it is now embraced by the masses. The introduction of computers was the basis of this revolution, and with the passage of time, as we got hooked to smartphones, tablets, etc., these devices now have an important place in the classroom for learning. Coming to advantages of e-learning, e-learning is useful to impart knowledge to administrators, to enhance manpower through training, and to enhance learning facilities to the learner. It stimulates both teacher and the learner by converting teaching learning situation from teacher-centered to learner-centered. It is competitively faster than traditional method of teaching in providing knowledge, skills, and in developing learning attitude among the learners that motivate them to perform learning actively and effectively. Coming to e-library, the library is an extremely important entity in an ever-changing society, and it must be responsive to the needs of society. Information technology has changed the complexion of today's libraries. Libraries have evolved to become an information provider rather than mere document providers. The shift from traditional libraries to the digital is not merely a technological evolution, but requires a change in the paradigm by which the user access and interact with information. This move from traditional to electronic libraries also alters the fundamental role of the library. The rapid growth of information and communication technologies have given rise to the evolution of several new concepts of e-library. An e-library is a collection of knowledge resources developed and maintained in order to meet the totality of information needs for a given user population. One of the prevailing tendencies of e-library is delivery of information to anywhere at any time to the user's desktop. People prefer to depend on technology or network for information available. Network services help the information providers to supply their information to the user directly, which is facilitated by e-library. Now, coming to advantages of e-library, users can access the e-library from any place as it is not confined to any physical boundary. Users from different places can access to the same resources at the same time. It is space saving, that is, vast amount of information can be stored within limited space. E-libraries enable greater access to the content. They are capable of managing the content from multiple locations and providing a way to enrich the teaching and learning environment from a distance. So it was all for today's discussion. I would like to conclude here, hoping that this presentation will be beneficial for you. Thank you.